Hey there, let me ask you something. Have you been making yourself smaller so other people feel more comfortable? You know, downplaying your skills, softening your accomplishments, adding words like just and only before things you worked hard to achieve. You may be calling it humility, but sometimes fear knows how to dress like humility. Here's the truth: God didn't give you a gift so you could hide it. I want to say that again. God didn't give you a gift so you could hide it. Proverbs 18:16, New King James Version says, a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Look, your gift is designed to create opportunity for you, to open doors, to place you in rooms where your experience, your wisdom, your abilities are needed. So today, with the help of AI, guess what we're going to do? We're going to explore how to communicate your value with confidence without becoming arrogant, apologetic, or afraid of being seen. Because visibility is not vanity when it helps the right people recognize what God has placed inside of you and it meets their need. Sometimes showing up fully is not pride, it's obedience. Ooh, there's a thought for somebody. All right, look, welcome to Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers. I'm William Craig III, an AI business and career consultant. If you're new to the series, my mission is real simple. It's to help you run your job search like a well-organized job campaign, one with clarity, with confidence, and strategy using AI as your job campaign manager. All right, let's see who's joining us for Inspiration Friday and making themselves known. We've got Therese Jones. Hey, Therese. Therese says, hello, everyone. Are you ready to hear the topic of today? I'll tell you. If not, too late. I already did it. Let's see who else is with us. Shelly, Shelly, Shelly. Shelly says, happy Friday, everyone. And then coming up here, Monica Jacks. Hey, Monica. Happy Friday, Friday evening, everyone. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making yourself known. I know there's some of you who are here who have not made yourself known. That's okay, as long as you're in the house. That's what's most important. So let's go ahead and get to our prompt for today. The prompt says, create a Friday encouragement based on Proverbs 18:16, the New King James Version, for job seekers learning to present their gifts with humility and confidence. Make it clear, make it crystal clear that visibility is not vanity when it helps the right people find their value. That's what's on my heart today. So let's see what chat comes up with to help us out. And I didn't realize I had it on the extra high version, but that's okay. It just means it's going to take a little time. Meantime, myfrancislist.com/access. myfrancislist.com/access. You want to check it out. It's absolutely free. Puts you in the mode of praying for others and at the same time opening doors for yourself. There's journaling, there's resources available. myfrancislist.com/access. All righty. So here's what chat is saying. Let your gift make room for you. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Gosh, there's so much I can say just from a personal standpoint, from a personal level. But let me help you all with this first. So let me ask you something. Have you been hiding your gifts because you don't want to appear boastful? I hear that from so many people, especially my older workers. They grew up in an era where you let other people talk about how great you are. Well, guess what? That's not happening a lot lately. People are talking about themselves, but they're doing it in a boastful way. They're doing it with arrogance. And that's not where we want to go. That's not the intent of this. At the end of the day, you want to be able to, and you guys hear me say this all the time, you need to be able to show your value. You need to be able to articulate your value. What are you bringing to that opportunity that you're looking for or that you're being considered for that shows why you are the aspirin for their headache? Bottom line. So here we go. You downplay your experience in interviews. No, that stops today. You soften your accomplishments on LinkedIn. I mean, really? You leave meaningful results off your resume because talking about yourself feels uncomfortable. Now, I'm not talking about those of you who leave stuff off by accident and you don't realize that you're leaving things off. That's different. I'm talking about those of you who specifically know that you did something and you contributed in a way that was spectacular, that was above and beyond, but yet you don't put it on your resume, for example, because you feel like you're bragging. Come on now. That's not always humility. Sometimes it's fear wearing humble clothing, for sure. Ooh, nose itches. Humility does not require you to deny what God placed inside of you. Humility means recognizing that your gifts came from Him. Let's stop right there. There are things, my ability to communicate in this way is a gift from God. I didn't go to communication school, if you will. Sure, I've taken classes and courses and whatnot about giving presentations and et cetera. But no, I walked into the classroom with a God-given gift to be able to communicate with people. Now, let me just say this because it needs to be said. I was 12, 13 years old when others recognized the gift in me. Others recognized the gift in me. I had not recognized that gift within myself, but they recognized it and started pushing me and gave me opportunities to speak in front of large numbers of people, to present at conferences, to teach classes. Yes, as a teenager. And can I tell you, I would get up and pray that there was going to be a podium because my leg would literally shake. My leg would shake. And so, but you couldn't see it behind the podium. That's how nervous I would get. But here we go. They would always tell me, you did a great job. And eventually one day my leg stopped shaking and the rest is my story. But I need you to understand that I, at a very young age, realized that God had given me something special. And I can remember having the conversation with myself about, you can either use this gift for good or you can use it for evil. You can use it to help people or you can use it to hurt people. And I made a conscious decision that I would use the gift to help people. And I went away from it. I moved away from it because, as I like to say, it wasn't, quote unquote, in my opinion, the sexy gift, right? Teaching, training, coaching, that wasn't the sexy gift. I wanted the cool kids gift, right? But eventually, because of divine providence and because it's my gifting and calling, I came back to it many, many years later, quite honestly, many years later. And now I'm engulfed in it. It's who I am. It's a part of who I am. And it doesn't matter whether I'm in a grocery store or a gas station or sitting in front of a camera. I'm doing everything that I can to assist people, to communicate with folks so that they're able to help themselves. And when they can't help themselves, then yeah, I want to help them identify resources that can be of help to them. All right, visibility is not vanity when it helps the right people find your value. There are people who are looking for what you have. There are people who are looking for what you can do. There are people who are looking for what you know. There are people who want to learn what you already know. There are people who will pay you to teach them some of what you know. And some of those people are called employers. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. So understand, visibility is not vanity when it's helping the right people find your value and answer an issue, a problem, a challenge that they have. All right. A strong LinkedIn profile is not bragging. That's the whole premise behind LinkedIn, is to accentuate your positive so that others can see it and make a conscious decision to pick you. That's what it's there for. A results-focused resume is not arrogance. Now, can arrogant people create a results-focused resume? Absolutely. But that's not our goal. A results-focused resume, again, here we go. And if you've been with me any length of time now, you know it helps to support the story of who you are as a professional. That's all. The LinkedIn profile, the resume, the interviewing skills, the banner, the headline on the LinkedIn profile, all those help to tell a story about who you are as a professional. And God has opened up doors through these various resources, LinkedIn, resume, YouTube, so that you can tell your story, having your own personal website so that you can tell your story. Clearly explaining how you solved problems, improved processes, helped customers, or strengthened the team is not self-promotion for its own sake. It is evidence that you are prepared to contribute. There's my favorite story in the Bible. It's about a guy named Joseph. And Joseph, though he was beloved of his father, he was hated by his brothers, the majority of them. There was one that didn't hate him, but that's another story for another time. But they had their way, and he was sold to the highest bidder. He ended up being a slave, a servant for a guy who was a muckety muck. And this guy's wife tried to seduce Joseph time and time again. Some scholars say over a period of like 3 years. And finally, when Joseph would not give in to her, she lied and said he attacked her. And Joseph ended up in prison. Now, he had a gift. He had a gift of being able to interpret dreams. He had a gift. His gift was that, well, he had several gifts, but the gift that allowed him prominence was the fact that he was able to interpret dreams. Behind that gift was a gift for organization, a gift for efficiency, a gift for planning. Gifts, talents, skills, abilities, all boiled up into one package, Joseph. And so, long story short, eventually the Pharaoh, the king, the head honcho, had a dream, and nobody could interpret the dream. And it bugged him. He kept having this dream, and finally someone said, there's this guy, but he's in jail. But he's got a gift for interpreting dreams. And here we go. He was brought before the Pharaoh, and Joseph was able to interpret the dream. He said, this part of your dream means that you're going to have 7 good years. I mean, you're just going to blow up, man. But the other part of your dream is you're going to have 7 years of famine. And so, well, what do we do? Well, glad you asked. I could actually create a plan for you so that we can siphon off some of the grain so that in the good years, we put it aside. So when the bad years come, we'll have enough in storage so that everybody's still able to eat. He's like, do that thing. And as a result, Joseph ended up becoming the second, he's like the vice president, if you will. Huh? Cool story, right? But it's because Joseph was not afraid to share his dream, his gift, his skill, his skill and gifting for interpreting dreams. And there were some people along the way who said, "Whoa, man, that gift you got." And he was like, "Look, when you get into a place where you got somebody's ear, in other words, I need you to make a referral for me. Okay, let somebody know, right? Somebody who needs this, let them know I got this. I can do this." And it's like, "Oh yeah, we got you, no problem." Forgot about them, and that's going to happen, and it's okay. Because there are going to be people who are going to be jealous of you. There are going to be people who are going to be afraid that if they promote you, that it's going to take something away from them. But you can't listen to that nonsense, and you cannot allow that quote unquote possibility to keep you from being who you are and promoting the talents, abilities, gifts, and skills that you have. Your responsibility is not to force every door open. Your responsibility is to present your gifts clearly, honestly, and confidently so the right people can recognize what you bring. I was asked to speak at an event recently. I didn't even want to speak. Honestly, I didn't. But as it turns out, I was having a conversation at the table of leaders that were at this table, and we were sharing some thoughts, and then all of a sudden I'm asked to give remarks, and I'm like, I'm already giving remarks, I'm talking to the folks here. I said, okay, fine. And I in my mind I said, okay, God was just getting you warmed up so you can do your thing. And I got up and I did my thing, and I talked to them, and so one of the things that was said to me afterwards was, "We thought you were the keynote speaker." And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, because that wasn't my intention. I was just, here we go. I was passionate about the subject matter. And in my mind, I had some real solutions. And I shared them. And then someone said to me, "Hey, I'd like for you to work with me on this. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens." Okay. But I didn't hide my gift. I didn't hide my gift. I allowed my gift to be front and center, because here we go. God has given me this gift. And in this gift, my goal in using it is to help others. That should be your goal. And if it is, from this day forward, I'm going to use this term, don't be offended, but no more dumbing down your resume. No more dumbing down your presentation. Remember, you are a presentation before you ever say anything. Don't dumb yourself down. Yes, I dress this way even when folks are in jeans and t-shirts, because this is my brand. This is who I am. I've taken enough teasing about it by now that I don't care what people think, because I'm not doing it for attention. I enjoy the way it makes me feel. This week, stop shrinking. Replace vague statements with specific accomplishments. Remove words such as just, "Oh, I just did this. Oh, I only did that." Replace those when you're describing your experience. Practice explaining your value without apologizing. Share one helpful insight that demonstrates what you know. Ask God for the wisdom and courage to be seen by the right people. That's a big problem for somebody, because you're not being seen by the people who need to see you. And here we go. I'm going to say this, and you're not approaching the right people because you're afraid. And you're afraid because you don't want to say who you really are. And so then you start running around saying you have imposter syndrome. Away with this foolishness. You're only an imposter if you're trying to be somebody else. Stop trying to be somebody else and be you. and let the world see who you are. Let the world see what God has gifted you with. Let the world see the talents you have. Let the world understand the ability that you have to do X, Y, or Z. Let them know that you have mad skills. You don't have to exaggerate your gift. You don't have to compare with anyone else's. But you need to stop hiding it. Okay? I'm telling you. You need. I'm your coach. Okay, as long as you're watching my YouTube channel, I'm your coach. And I'm telling you, your coach is telling you, stop hiding your stuff. Come on. You want to get on the fast track to getting hired. Get on the fast track to getting a contract. Get on the fast track to getting a show. Get on the fast track to whatever it is. The right people need to see you. Stop messing around with these underlings. Go for the gusto. Your gift can make room for you, but first you must be willing to bring it into the room, into the right room, into the right room. And I'm going to go back to this really quickly because it looks like there was only one sentence left here. Proverbs 18:16 says, a man's gift, woman, man's gift makes room for him, but this part, and brings him before great men. What does that mean? Brings you before the people who are in charge, large and in charge, huh? And too many of you are not getting in front of the right people. You're not, and it's because of that domino effect. So today, that has to stop. Stand tall, speak clearly, give God the glory, and you've got this. Hey, I hope this makes sense to you. I hope this helps you. Put this link in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're feeling. Let me know if this spoke to you in any way, shape, or form. And or maybe there's somebody else you need to share it with. But the biggest piece, where's this? Biggest piece I need you to hear and understand from me right now is that boldness, that confidence, it comes from truly releasing you to the God of the universe, having that relationship. You might be nervous, and that's fine. At the end of the day, there are a lot of stories in the Bible about people who did great things. But there are some where you actually get a chance to see that they were scared, they were nervous. They weren't quite sure. And there was in many cases an angel, or the Bible might say the voice of the Lord came to them and spoke to them, said, don't be afraid. I did a count once and I've forgotten the number of how many times in the Bible God says, do not be afraid, or some semblance of that. He doesn't want us to be afraid. In fact, for some of you, you don't have a relationship with God because you're afraid of him. He doesn't want you to be afraid. When it says fear the Lord, it doesn't mean be afraid of him. It means to reverence him, to honor him, to love on him in a way like you love on no thing and no one else. If that's you today, in your quiet time, reach out to him and just say, God, I need you. I want to have a relationship with you. I want you to help me to be confident so that I can share what you've given me. In fact, some of you still need clarity on exactly what your talents, abilities, gifts, or skills actually is or are. Part of the reason why you need to work with a coach. But look, he'll reveal himself to you. If you walked away, come back. Come back. Now's the time. That's why you're frustrated. That's why you can't sleep at night, because you know about him, but you won't let him have room or rule. You won't give him rule and allow him to You won't give him room and allow him to rule over your life, over your heart, over your mind. Some of you are just not sure. Somebody's just not sure. Somebody's looking at this and saying, I don't get it. Get to a quiet place and just say that. I don't get it. If you're real, make yourself known to me. Help me understand. Speak my language. Okay. Speak my language. Talk to me in a way that I can get it. And then there's some of you who you've not been faithful in a church. You know God, you've got a relationship, and that's cool. But if that's the case, there's that one part where he says, and forsake not the assembling of yourselves together. What do you think that means? No, and it does not mean bedside Baptist or watching on TV. It means going and contributing and gifting and sowing and then reaping, because others are going to sow into you. And yeah, that one. All right, look, I'm telling you, it's time. It's time to make a change. You want things to be different? You're going to have to change some things. Change some things about the way you approach this. And the number one thing I'm telling you today is that you have to be confident in who you are. Acknowledge the giftings that God has given you. Share them with the world. Share them with the world. Let's see some things that popped up on my screen here. Therese says, this is good to hear. Thank you. Thank you, Therese. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And here's what I'm going to say. Focus on what is the thing. What is the thing that he's giving you to do? You may need to spend some time in prayer with that one. Right? Turn off the TV. Ooh. Right? But yeah, go back and watch some more of these Friday sessions. Right? Focus. Get focused. What is my value? What is the value I bring to an opportunity? What is the thing that I really do well that a company, an association, a team could use? What is it? What's your calling? What's your gifting? So thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. Let's see. William, you bring such authenticity and knowledge to everything you present to us. Wow. And I'm so appreciative of your talents. God bless you. He already has. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, DJ. Working on my LinkedIn profile all weekend so that I have no excuses for networking and not working. Oh my goodness. Look at you putting, see, that's what I'm talking about, DJ. You start putting them together. You start putting them together. That's that confidence raising up in you already. I love it. I love it. And you know how to get in touch with me, DJ, if you need my help. Let's see here. I was a little late, but I needed this message today. Thank you, Dawn. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. And look, that's what replays are for. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. TJ, I'm there with you. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. All right. So this weekend, y'all be doing it. Oh, Dawn. Okay. Done with you with Dawn Lewis. Okay. I was a little late, but needed this message. Okay. Well, look, TJ, glad you're here. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. And let's see, Monica. I have to turn the TV on. See, I knew I was saying that for somebody. Again, another gifting. Another gifting. I'm not going to call that a talent. That's a gift. You know, I have to be so careful sometimes when I'm talking to people because something comes up in me and I say it, not really understanding that what it means to that person. Because I don't know them, or so many times God has caused me to say things to people. There's a matter of fact, I was talking to someone the other night who told me about something I said to him years ago that stuck with him and changed the trajectory of his life. Years ago, I told him I don't remember the conversation. Certainly, I remember the content, but I don't remember the conversation we had. And there's several people like that who've gone on to do great things. And they remind me of things I said to them to encourage them. What's your gifting? What's your calling? I seem to be called to this work. What, I'm God, give me strength and open doors of opportunity. I'm going to take this to another level. This has just been a rehearsal ground for me. This has just been practice. And you're hearing this. So when the day comes, you'll remember I said it here first. All right. Look, it's not about me. It's about you. But I want you to feel the same way. I want you to get to that place where you value your value. Oh my goodness. There's another t-shirt. Value your, big letters. Value, Y-O-U-R, capital, all caps, your value. You value so many other people's value. You chase after other people. You follow other people. You talk about other people. Value your value. All righty. All right. Look, I love you. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for joining me. Thank you so much. Next week, I'm creating a new offer. For those of you who want to work with me and for whatever reason, it wasn't the right time or whatever. Look, next week, I'm going to create a new offer. I'm going to be launching it on Monday. So check me out. Okay. All right. Career transition system. Check me out. And if you've already taken advantage of one of my offers, guess what? You're going to be real excited. You're going to be real excited. But if you haven't, you're going to be real excited too. So everybody's going to be excited. And I'm going to be excited because it's going to give me the opportunity to work with more people, I believe. All right. All right. Let's see here. Therese says, you need to make these shirts. Yeah. I need to use AI to go through every instance where I talked about a t-shirt moment and collect all of them and create a line and boom, sell them on the internet, right? All right. Look, again, love you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Whatever you do, pay attention to what's going on around you. If something seems out of place, let somebody know. Also, remember, be careful in the smoke. I was going to say the smog, but the smoke. Be careful. All righty. Please, please, please be careful in the heat. If you're in a place where it's raining half the day and all night, please, please, please stay safe. Do what you need to do to stay safe. All right. With that, I'm going to bid you adieu. God loves you. I love you. Nothing you can do about it. Look to see you next week. God bless you. Love you. Bye, everybody.
Wow, that was fantastic. I haven't been this excited to learn about something since I left basketball. Anyway, Mr. Craig did another great job of sharing an AI prompt that anyone can use in their job search. Be sure to join him every day, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern, on his LinkedIn profile or his YouTube channel called Get Up and Get a Job. You can watch the replays there as well. And while you're at it, share this information with someone you know who wants or needs a new job. I've got to run. My team needs me. But keep up the great work, Mr. Craig. You're providing a great service for the community. I'm going to tell all of my players about daily AI prompts for job seekers with William Craig III.